I could start my endless life story from the beginning or in the middle, or why I ended up in this chair facing the window while staring into nothingness. I mean, I think a lot of people do that right now. Let's play Death's Gambit. Hello and welcome to Hula New Plays Short Indie Horror Games, and today I'm going to play a game by Sjoerd Hekking, who, if I remember correctly, did Sleepover, which I enjoyed so much. It's a horror, choose-your-own-adventure style point-and-click game. Text adventure with rules. It's so cool. It is absolutely amazing. Like, if you love text-based games, I highly recommend it. I will also link to it in the liner notes, as I will link to this game. And yeah, this is a short card game between you and a unique guest. You both play for a special prize, but the question is, who wins? Yeah, so let's see. I'm usually not into card games too much. Like, I play Rummy. That's it. So we'll see how I fare, how complex the rules are. Yeah, I'm not like I would say I'm a geek, but not fully that I play like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. Not that I don't like this, but it's always too complex for me. Like, I can't be bothered to spend so much time getting into it. So yeah, let's see. Gambit for good fortune. Please select a city in the drop-down list in order for the game to function correctly. Okay, if you wish to select a random city, that's no problem. You know, let's just choose Berlin. That's where I come from. The sun hasn't set yet, but you already grabbed the deck of cards. It's a vintage one, which looks rather unsettling. Maybe you have chosen it because it fits the game more? You have already placed one chair outside, facing the window, on your chair inside, also facing the window. Oh, so we're playing like an opposite, like with a wall between, like with a window between? That's funny. It's still light outside, but you wanted to play it now. Life has put you under a lot of stress lately. All you need is a little luck, just a pinch. You place the pen and paper on the windowsill. Shuffle the cards! You shuffle the cards. The smell of the cards wafts into your nose and lingers. It's musky and sweet. Somehow it reminds you of chocolate. You know what? I recently bought an old Riders Tarot set, a vintage one from the 70s. Because it's the exact same that's being used in the TV show Carnival. I bought the German version because I thought it fits kind of the retro 20s, you know, Carnival-esque style. And it really has this kind of scent. That's really, yeah, really spot on. You proceed, even though you know the game can only be played after sunset. As instructed, you chant, I leave my faith up to luck, towards the darkness behind the window a few times. Wow, 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 hello there. You hear an unusually loud gust of wind. This must be it. The game must have begun. You're Death, right? That's Death. That, like, I would be surprised if it's anyone else. You have been told the rules are simple. You place 2 cards face down on the windowsill, one for the guest and one for yourself. Afterwards, you turn them around and compare them. Death gets 1 point if his card is higher, otherwise you get 1 point. The aces count as the highest cards. The thought of your guest being the Reaper makes you laugh a little, because the gust of wind could have been just a random coincidence. I mean, the thought of your guest being the... it's a literal skull head. Why would I think, no, it's not the Reaper. That's just a random person having a skull for a head. And like a hood, like a dark... well... okay, place the first 2 cards. Alright, 2 hand-picked cards are placed down. You will now turn them around and keep track of the score. I hope you are there in the empty void behind the window, because I could really use that nudge of supernatural in my life, you say. You know, I think, yes. On the one hand, I think a lot of people want to have something supernatural, fantastic to exist, just to have something outside of the boredom of the routine, you know, especially during the pandemic when you just have work to do and nothing else. But then again, we've seen quite enough horror movies to know that the supernatural can be like just really very horrible. Time to turn them around. Oh. I mean, does it matter when I will... my hand is the queen. Accused Death of cheating? I thought mine is the higher one. Human 1. Yeah, Death is 0. Why would I say Death is cheating if I won? You question whether or not this game actually works. You think it feels still silly playing it. But hey, I won the first round, didn't I? Place 2 new cards. You think it's time to play again. How bad can things get, right? Oh, well... It's a 3. It's an 8. Oh, yeah. I will not accuse Death of cheating. Because I feel like Death, from what I know about Death, Death is pretty neutral on cheating. I mean, the devil is a cheater, but Death, well, I think Death can't be bothered. Okay, you're not sure if he is truly out there, but you feel lonely inside, staring at the world outside, so you might as well bore him with your story. You say, it's not a heroic one, nor is it one of awe. One could even call it saddening or dreary. Draw some cards. I don't know if you want to hear my story or not, but you're stuck with me until the card game ends. That means you have to sit out 24 more draws before the total score saves you from me, or vice versa. Continue. Oh, shit. Well, so Death got one? Yeah. Luck seems to be on your side. What? I hope the deity being or whatever Lady Fortune might be is holding a grudge against you, for you rebuilt souls of this world like an invincible force of nature, giving them no chance but to comply to your call. Blow some dust off the window, so yeah, let's do it. I doubt you feel she likes the fact you disrupt her plans, because I think she weaves luck into our lives before it has happened, and you ruthlessly pluck a human from the surface. I don't know, wouldn't Lady Fortune be kind of, be roped into Death's plans, so she's like placing luck before the Death? Well, who knows? You never know. Blow some dust off the windows is more? No, I would just continue. Death's hand, 10. Oh, shit. I mean, those are actually the same, right? Or is it? Yeah, it's me. Okay. I could start my endless life story from the beginning or in the middle, or why I ended up in this chair facing the window while staring into nothingness. I mean, I think a lot of people do that right now. just to try out something new. Just move the chair from the TV to the window, just try it out, and they're like, well, that's boring. Glad I got TV. However, you are honestly not sure where to begin. Gosh, I feel stupid for talking to an empty chair behind a window. Draw 2 cards. Somehow, your whole life felt like a series of chances with a whiff of predetermined destination. Alright. I shall first reveal the next 2 cards. Continue. My hand. Ah, shit. You feel a little drowsy. Haven't you seen Death's last card before? I think it would be rather dramatic to throw my entire life story at you, so I will keep that part to myself now. For now. You touch the already played cards. The cards are made of a premium cotton paper mixture which yellowed a little. Some cards feel oddly cold, as if they have been outside. Are you mixing cards, Death? Are you mixing cards into my card mix? Are you cheating? Why would you cheat, Death? You don't really have to. Like, everyone will succumb to your one at some point. Like, you really... You continue. Such nice things we didn't have, premium playing cards. We even used beer caps as poker chips. Your subconsciousness is working overtime to keep you from talking about the reason you are here. The thoughts hurt. Give Death a hint. No. I've been told that the winner of this game would get a lifetime's worth of luck, fortune, whatever. I'm not a superstitious person. I don't even believe in God. But at this point, I'd do anything. No! I recently watched Jin. And, well, let's just say, I don't want to spoil the movie for you, which I recommend. You just can't, haven't we learned that from, what was it, The Witcher? Or, it's Carnival, I think, even. I rewatched that recently. Every magic has its price. There's always a price to pay, so you don't just, winning a game and then having just fortune. No, there will always be a price to be paid. You cough, for sitting near the window makes you feel cold. If I don't win, I can never pay them back. Who? Pay who back? Shit. Yes. Nice. Lady Luck must be on my side, you say, smiling. They say the chance is 50-50, but the more cards we draw and the smaller the deck becomes, the more chance one has to win. I don't know. I don't think is that true? Because if you have the higher cards at the beginning, then later on it's more evened out. Nuance yourself? What does that mean? Alright, I'm no mathematician, otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here, but I do like the gamble. Maybe a bit too much. You place 2 new cards on the sill. I don't like to gamble. It's too risky for me. I'm too neurotic to gamble. Oh man, again an ace. Damn. The deck has enough cards for a lot more rounds, but it diminishes round after round. You sigh. The deck of cards feels like my options I have. The more choices I make, the less of them are left. Stare beyond the window. You gaze upon the outside world, remembering when you walked in it with no negative baggage. As a baby, I guess, because my negative baggage began very early on. I need to win, because it could help me get the money I need to pay them, to get her back. Whoa, someone got kidnapped? Is that it? Oh. Yeah, death. That one's, yeah. You feel a little drowsy. Haven't you seen Death's last card before? You smile at the window. It seems she is in favor of me, something which doesn't happen often. I need to win, and at this rate I will. I mean, 5-3, that's not really, a big head start. Pick 2 more cards. You continue. She is my only world, and I need to win if you can hear me. Thanks. Shit. Yeah. The boys in lockup told me about this silly game. You shake your head as if you don't want to acknowledge the fact you are following their stories and actually playing it. So we were in prison. They told me about a woman they robbed before the time they hired me, who was presumably a witch. Oh, don't ever rob a witch. They are, though. Not saying witches are the worst, I don't have anything against witches. But, in movies, the real ones, like the really creepy ones, they're so creepy, they surpass like, I'd rather deal with a devil than with a, witch movie, like the movie Witch. Or there's another one, The Witch Next Door or something. It sounds horrible, the title, but it's one of the creepiest movies ever. Like, real witches, the folklore, child-eating witches, they're so creepy. Okay. Place down 2 new cards. You laugh, but it's more of embarrassment than of joy. You continue telling the guest your story. The woman would have been seen during the witching hour playing with fire and other worldly objects. She believed salt would keep evil things outside of a house. Yeah, that's a very old superstition. You pause for a moment because you saw something in the void, but you are uncertain if your eyes aren't just playing tricks on you. So you will put salt on the door line and on the windowsill so evil can't enter your house. And also, you've probably seen enough horror movies to know that you can have a salt circle, but it can't be disturbed, so you can't just if there's a swoosh, a wind or whatever, and it's broken, then evil can get in. That's it. Maybe because salt, I think, was quite the luxury back in the days. I don't know. Blow some warm breath into your hands. Am I cold? Little did the witch know salt wouldn't be able to keep some robbers out. Well, okay. A deep breath you take and you look around you. A glass of water could have been handy. They tortured her to make her tell them where she kept money or other valuables, because even a witch needs to eat and get around. Ugh. So, did no one win now, or did Death win? I think no one got a point now. Because someone in the comments of this game said, if it's a draw, then Death gets 1 point, but I don't think... I'm so bad with numbers. That's also why I wouldn't gamble. I would never... Like, what points did we have? I'm like the old man in... Oh shit, now I forgot a Squid Game. Yeah. Anyways, instead she told the boys about the fact she was playing this game and explained to them that if they were to make her stop playing it, Death would demand someone's soul. The boys had a good laugh about it and even asked her the purpose and the rules of this game, you heard. You smile and say, the one I'm replacing went missing a few days after, never to be seen again. You aren't the person to believe in these ghost stories, but your deck of options has diminished enough to end up playing the witch's game. Okay, so you have to finish the game or otherwise someone's soul will be taken. Yes. Nice. How does that feel? You say, laughing out loud. You continue. I have the upper hand for once in my life. Well, I wouldn't do that. If I would play cards with death, I wouldn't be like, how does it feel, you loser? You big old loser. I would rather be, you know what? You never know. Not only are you happy for the fact you're winning this game, you're also happy because luck never has been on your side before. Suddenly the smile disappears. You are an impulsive person, but to anger death like this could be fatal. Yeah, I mean, come on. Get your shit together. Grab the 2 cards. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, that's good. Anyway, let's get back to where the bloke went missing. You just forget what I said here. Let's just get back to the story. The lights flickered as you continued your story. I escaped the jail a few hours ago. The guards didn't put the cuffs on tightly enough. Your hands are still sweaty because you feel anxious they could be here any moment. Damn, what a life. Quickly place 2 more cards down. I went to that place for card robbery indeed, but it's not what you think. I'm no killer, nor am I a torturer. Your mind is trying to convince itself that it isn't corrupted yet, but deep down inside you feel broken and dirty. So did we torture the witch as well? I don't know, it kind of sounds like it. Laugh it off. When you were younger, you had an amazing talent for electronics. You could build small devices of sorts and tamper with others. When growing up, you found out alarm systems were nothing short of electric techniques. A few wrong life choices and you ended up having criminals as friends, the kind who commit to organized crime. Wow. Death, you really have a shitty hand. That's weird. I think the odds are in my favor this evening, sir. Or should I keep it at death? Sir Death, please. You try to play it cool, since your history of short tempers hasn't made you a winner before. Notice the half deck. Oh, so we're halfway through? We're halfway through, huh? You smile because you know that at this rate you could beat the game. Come on, it's, just... You frown. You notice the fact your mind is jumping from story to story. Actually not, we're just telling one story. Maybe it's the adrenaline still doing its job. You try to return to the red thread and you continue. The bloke went missing and they hired me to replace him. Since the payment was enormous and enough to get her back, I took the job. Okay, so the 2 guys one of the guys told the story. The other one missed. Because of the soul taking of the witch. Because they interrupted her game. And then they hired him to finish the job. Okay. You see, I might have borrowed some money for some people in the past. Some of these people included shady figures from the underworld. Your voice trembles as you say the person's name, who you owe the money. You continue. I was going to win the money back, truly. Okay. You sigh for the umpteenth time tonight. I'm no Catholic, nor a believer, but this sure as hell feels like a confessional. I love the sentence because it's like saying, I'm not a Catholic or a believer. Like, Catholics are not believers. Also, I said Catholic. I know it's Catholics. Sorry. It feels like weights are being lifted from your shoulder, as if you're cleaning your spirit. This doesn't happen quite often, I imagine, right? A human confessing their sins with death? You say mockingly. I mean, you never know. It's the thing. I mean, I'm of the school of, when your dad is just snap nothing. But if you really believe that death will, guide you, then maybe death listens to all the boring bullshit from everyone. And it's like, oh, God, this again. Place the next 2 cards down. I shouldn't have made her my collateral, but it was the only way they knew I would pay them back. Oh, God, you made a human person collateral? The odds of playing the same card at the beginning are around 8%, but the more cards we pick, the more this number chances, depending on the card firstly drawn. You know you haven't found this out yourself and you're merely flaunting someone else's knowledge, but it feels good knowing what is happening. Look into the void. You must know all odds of every single game, for you are as old as humanity if the books about the gods are true. I don't know. I mean, can death see into the future? That's a good question, though. The 3 fates, they can see into the future, but I don't know if death can, because for death it doesn't really matter, does it? Oh, nice. You feel a surge of clarity rushing through your body, and you tell death something which you have told no one, something you even denied. Might be an addict, not to drugs or alcohol, but to this, gambling. You know that games with cards in a casino cost money, and there's a reason they are 18 plus. Your hands are always shaking when you draw cards for whatever game. The thrill, suspense, and rush are your drug. I borrowed enough money to buy a house, and if only I'd win a few rounds, I could have bought a house and give her a life I didn't have when growing up. Yeah, but you put her as collateral. Oh, cool. You note down the new tally. You have been keeping the score from the beginning on the paper and you smile, for you are winning. Just Calm it, calm it. You never know. When you are feeling victorious, your mouth's corners are always raised. They are being pulled up by your subconsciousness, creating a smile one you can't hide. So you're a horrible card player, but you're a gambler? That's the worst combination. Like, whenever you're like, do you have a good set? No, I don't. Stop it. Pick new cards with a steady hand and a smile. The fact you are beating death with a simple card game makes you happy and content. Just before we haven't finished the game, there's a German saying, man soll den Tag nicht vor den Abend loben, which is basically like you shouldn't praise the day before evening or before night, which means, before it's finished, you shouldn't, celebrate anything. You can't express this feeling of excitement too much since you don't know if death can become angry or not. You still aren't even sure if death is truly sitting in the chair across the window. I mean, it really looks like it, but maybe the protagonist can't see it. Oof, yeah. She knows I must win. She knows I can't live without her. You're feeling excited since you almost played all cards and you have an advantage in points. Winning is within your reach, and it feels extraordinary for someone who only lost things. You grab 2 cards and smirk because the deck is getting smaller and smaller, like extinguishing a fire, one burning out of fear. It's not the fear of losing, since you know that special feeling, but fear of whether this game is not all a scam, a lie, or a trick you played on yourself. Good. She deserved better, I know, I can't deny the painful truth. Your eyes are watering, but there are no tears rolling down your cheek. You must think I'm a failure by now, a fraud or a fool. Well, maybe I am, you say with a lump in your throat. I tried quitting this life, but the past always follows you, especially if the past is actively searching for you, you whisper. Yeah, making gambling debts, that will follow you, literally. Nice. Her mom would have hated the man I became, but how could I raise a child alone with such a low income? Oh, he put his daughter as collateral? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, Death, you can take him. Although no, that his daughter is the collateral. That's horrible. That's fucking horrible. So, the mom is dead? Your self-pity isn't helping you, but you never opened up to anyone. This battle you have been fighting, one against your very nature, has taken its toll. Death, there's no way I can lose, for I've lost everything already, and there's nothing more I can lose. The bitter truth is she is already theirs, and you know it. I mean, who does that? Put yourself as collateral, honestly. You laugh at yourself, and at the same time you feel disgusted as you say, it's rather ironic, isn't it? Gambling for fortune, whatever that may be. It feels to you like the circle has almost been completed. You got nested deep within this problem because of a few simple card games, and you escape it with another one. Well, you're not quite sure whether you will escape it. Is this real? As you place one of the last rounds face down on the windowsill, you smile, knowing that what's happening is in the hands of Death and Lady Fortuna. No longer are you in control of anything. You still whisper face down, please, I just want to win. Ah. You feel a little drowsy. You're winning. You have more points than Death, and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, aren't there a lot more? Can we still... I think Death can still make it. The excitement is overwhelming, whether Death is truly your guest in this game, and if you can keep holding the advantage or not. Gambling is addictive, and you know it. Even now, when everything is at stake, you can only focus on the game itself. Man, I could only focus on my daughter. That I put up for collateral, remember? That's good. You're conflicted. Your mind doesn't know what it wants or how it should feel. Both the emotions of losing her or winning her back, and losing or winning the game itself are becoming a chaotic mess inside your mind. Draw 2 of the last few cards. I must win her. I mean, win at all. You're stumbling on your own words. Also, you can't really win her. She's a human being. She's your own. You can just, get her out of whatever mess you put her in. Jesus. You can't beat me anymore. I've won. It has already been decided like a human life has, you say, smiling at the empty chair outside. Looking at the score, you say, Lady Luck has sealed our faith. With a big smile, you're waiting for some otherworldly event, something big, a sign of the fact you beat Death. You feel amazing and the adrenaline rushes through your body again. You won our back and you won the game. What else could you wish for? I mean, I don't know yet if that really happened. Look around you. Nothing seems to have changed after you waited for a while. You're wondering what good fortune actually means. And if the game wasn't a fraud after all. Place your face in your hands. You're trying to create a backup plan since the game was just a ghost story after all. When you suddenly hear someone laughing behind you. Eileen? Damn! Sjoerd! Amazing! With the help of Grand Chapel, Hituro, and Tribrai. Special thanks to Cyrus Furier. Yeah, I will link to a lot of this and the liner notes. I really enjoyed this. This was really moody, contemplative. It was more like a Kammerspiel, which is a form of movie that plays in only one room, which is really popular for. It's basically for theater because you only have one, set for the stage. But also in movies, it's quite interesting because if you only have one room, or the movie plays mostly in one room, you have to rely a lot on the dialogue and on the people interacting with each other. Or in this case, it's funny in this game that you're interacting because you're interacting with death, but death doesn't reply. So it's basically interacting with an idea, which is really interesting as a concept. I think this is a really fun, unique game. I really like that death is not replying back because I think that could be easily cringy. That's a sure way to be cheesy, but just to talk to basically nothing, into the void, without knowing whether it will reply or whether it even listens, is a very interesting concept that I really appreciate. I think the writing is great, but then again, I played Sleepover Rules, so I know that Sjoerd can really write something and really set a scene and set the whole story. I love the part with a witch. I'm always for witches. I love them. And so, yeah, this was a really quite melancholic game. I don't know. Recently, I played so many melancholic horror games. It's kind of like I don't choose them like deliberately. It's just I think they happen to be. Maybe it's the season, that in winter towards the end of the year, a lot of the developers are getting a bit more contemplative. I don't know, but I really enjoyed this. It was beautiful. So yeah, thank you, Sjoerd. Thank you to everyone involved in this game, and also thank you to the viewers who played with us, I think, had their thumbs up, or maybe they hoped for us to lose. I don't know if you can lose in this one. I think you can, probably. As I know, Sjoerd, there were probably at least a second ending. So, I will put the link to the game in the liner notes so you can try it out and maybe lose and see what will happen then. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Or if you disrupt the game, maybe then also something will happen. But, I will let you find that out because I think it's always interesting, that if you play it yourself and then find that out. And you can tell me in the comments, you're welcome to. Yeah, if you're new to this channel, I play a lot of indie horror games. And sometimes do video essays, but they're far and few between. Let's be honest here, I don't want to lie. But yeah, mainly I love indie horror, especially because you have such unique experiences that you don't have with AAA horror, mostly. And if you like that, then, you're welcome to subscribe. And I promise you, if you're a witch, I will not rob you. I will not torture you. I will just let you be. Which, I say that as if I'm doing you a favor, but honestly, I'm doing myself a favor, because don't mess with witches. That's just rule number one, whether you believe in them or not, just don't mess with them. Anyways, I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a wonderful day, and maybe see you soon. Bye, bye, bye. This is my self-recorded outro song so I don't get hit with copyright claims. If you subscribe to a lot of fun tutorials, reviews, and let's play.